Welcome to Be Great Today, weekly inspiration to start your week. I am Jonathan Bloom, or Frasley Sparksman, in World of Warcraft. Have you ever noticed how things get easier the more you do it? For me, making these podcasts has definitely gotten easier. It takes time to plan, record, edit, and release them, but the overall process is less complicated than it used to be. There are different theories on how long it takes to get good at a skill. Some say 10,000 hours. Some say 1,000, and some say 20 hours. For me, the biggest takeaway is that regardless of how long it takes to get good at a skill, it takes repeatedly doing it for me to be more adept at the skill.
Check, check. Check one, check two. Check, check.
Let me take learning to use my audio editor, Adobe Audition. At first, I was editing this show in Apple's GarageBand application. I started using Adobe Audition to edit the show, and it was daunting. I was overwhelmed at all the windows, tabs, gizmos, gadgets, what's-its galore. Now, after editing podcasts in it many times, I am getting more comfortable. This is a skill that took practice. It's the same with my ballroom dancing. I did not start out with my sweet dance moves. That was a joke. But I didn't start out at the level I am at now. It took one step. Let's take salsa, for instance. The 8-count rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. I won't explain why a 4 and 8 are missing. You'll just have to take a salsa dance lesson to learn why. I encourage you to. It's a lot of fun. But dancing is a skill that has taken me many hours. Between the recording of this episode and when I release it on Sunday, I'll have taken 6 hours of dance lessons. These will probably not be focused on the basic steps, but will be focused on the more complicated technique. Learning a skill takes time. You know the old cliche, practice makes perfect. That has been so true for me. How often, though, do we stop ourselves from learning something because the hours required to invest seem daunting? I know many artists that just started drawing one day. Finishing a project, drawing another, rinse and repeat. Two that stick out of my head are Fabelina and Roxy QT. They will both post their art to Twitter. It is fascinating seeing their progression as an artist. They will occasionally post an older piece compared to their current one, or they'll even redo an older piece in the improved technique that they have built. I have links to their art portfolios in the show notes. I encourage you to look at their art. I'm going to guess that you have a skill that just needs some practice. A skill that is great and just needs an investment of doing and time. Just doing it. Not worrying about where you aren't, but instead focusing on doing. Can you think of an activity that used to be hard to do? How is that activity now? I am reminded of driving when I first started out. Every drive was an ordeal. Now I just hop in the car and drive. Sometimes it scares me how I get to my destination without even mentally thinking about the steps to get there. But it is a skill I have developed. In all that I do, I know I am not perfect at something. I might not be performing the action at the level of my potential, but each time I perform that action, I know I'm getting just that much better at it. What is one skill that you would like to work on? What if you started working on that today? Try something fun. Set a reminder, an email, or something that will ask you in 6 months how you were doing at that project. 8 months ago, I would not believe I was recording episode 33 of Be Great Today. In fact, I am setting a reminder for myself for October 10th, 2018 to ask myself how difficult Be Great Today is to produce now. I am working on a future episode of Be Great Today on consistency. I would like to hear about your struggles with consistency and what are some things you are doing to overcome your struggles. You can reply to my question at be-great.today/myconsistency. Your responses may appear in a future episode of Be Great Today. Thank you for listening to this week's Be Great Today. You can find the show at be-great.today/33. If this episode has inspired you, and you know someone who can use inspiration on their journey, please share this episode with your friends. Last week I announced that Be Great Today is now on Spotify. Well, I am also excited to announce that the show is also now on iHeartRadio. Check out the show at be-great.today/iHeartRadio. Until next week, be awesome.
Want more awesomeness every week? Visit weeklyawesome.com. Weekly podcasts to make your week better. Remember to smile and be awesome.